I don't know if you guys want to know my total. I don't even want to know my total. This was a lot of money that I spent, but it means a lot to me, this build, and I'm glad to share it with you guys. And my total is, my rough total, without buying a seat and grips, is
next level.
I want to start off with the frame. The frame is badass. The reason I got the Dartmoor Hornet frame is because, okay, downhill frame, and it looks super durable. It looks like it can do enduro. Well, it most definitely can do enduro. It can do a lot of things that I want to be able to do on my bike. So it's pretty awesome. I like the geometry, everything, like the bottom tube. I like the flow of the tube. It just looks good, and the color is awesome. The fork, the Manitou Mattoc boost fork. I got that for $275. The Pnw Cascade from Pnw, I got it for $200. So I kind of felt at the time that was a pretty good price that I couldn't beat. I have Deore XTs. They feel great so far. I haven't actually gotten my bike on the trail yet, but it's a huge difference to my last bike because it was a cable disc brake, and it was getting to be a little hairy on the trails when you have to squeeze the bar all the way to your or squeeze the lever all the way to the bar, but that's the way you live on the edge. The wheels, stands, no tubes, MK3s, arches. My rear was $369, and my front was $308. Great wheels. I can't wait to use them and see if they, I mean, they better hold up with the money that I spent on them, but and they're not like carbon wheels. I don't believe in carbon wheels, to be honest, but for mountain bikes anyways. Obviously for my wheels I needed tires, the Dampfs. My orange seal that I put in there was like 17 bucks. The next item that I bought, which was a big item, it was a big purchase for me at the time, is the whole drivetrain itself. The Eagle GX drivetrain. It was 495 bucks, and came with the bottom bracket, came with the chain, obviously the crank, the derailleur, and the cassette and the shifter. I had to actually get my own shifter housing, but my shifter cable housing, but other than that, I mean, it was, around 500 bucks. That's a pretty decent purchase. Adds up very quickly. And then I got my sweet black taco bash guard. That was a little much for what I thought it was. 65.54, something like that. So it was a little much. The Renthal FatBar V2 handlebars. this kind of comes from my old motocross self. I always loved motocross, and I loved the brand Renthal ever since I saw it. So I had to have it on my bike, even if it was more expensive than I wanted to pay for. I got the 30 by 800 mils. My old bike is a lot shorter, so this is like a broomstick to me. I'm kind of steering like a school bus steering wheel. But those were $85. A handlebar stem, I got that Truvative Husvelt. And that's a 40 millimeter long 0 degree rise stem. I got that for $40. And then also with that, I got the FSA headset spacers for about $12. So, and then obviously you need to have a steering head, you know, bearings and stuff like that. So I went Cane Creek on that. That was about $43. My nuke-proof Neutron pedals, those are sick. Those are bad. And I kind of did all black frame, and then I went with white accents because I thought that it was kind of like a, I don't know, I thought that was a good idea in my mind anyways. I didn't want to go full stealth, but I wanted to keep the frame like dark. And those nuke-proof Neutron pedals were $37. The Sixpack Racing CNC C-clamp, that's the it's the one that says Stormtroopers on it. I thought that was a pretty cool little touch. That's actually one of my favorite parts on my bike. That was like $15. It was pretty cheap, but it was a pretty cool little part to put on. I took a little bit of pride in that. So there's a couple parts that were actually given to me or bought for me. They thought my build was kind of like a cool idea, and they either had some parts that they had laying around, or my dad actually got me a seat. So thankfully I didn't have to spend that money, but the seat was, you know, a decent chunk of change. So I got the seat in the grips. I got the grips from one of my buddies at work. They're the Vans. Otherwise, I paid for everything else on the bike, and it was pricey. It was definitely freaking pricey. But all right. So first off, I want to let you guys know that this, from my previous video, this build was not easy, and it was not cheap. This is my first time building a bike, and if I have any advice for you guys, it's to kind of get a better idea of what you are getting yourself into. You know, more than likely you'll spend more money than you think that you will building a bike. You think that you would spend less, but in order to have a decent bike, you have to put good components on there. And unless you work at a bike shop or get parts on the low, you're not going to be able to get, you know, cheap parts. So that's all there is to it. You know, you got to spend the money on the good things, and then you get a good bike. So I'm really happy that I did this, even with all the money that I spent, because I typically wouldn't have finished something like this. I really pushed myself to get it done and get something out of my mind. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a very long time, and to actually fully see it succeed anyways is mind-blowing to me. It's really awesome. To do something like this for my grandma and grandpa is like, it's so cool. If you have any questions, you can always holla at me. And if you're trying to build your own bike, let me know. Let me know what kind of parts you got putting on your bike, and how much money you spent on your bike build. Who knows? Because because I'll add up my total and I'll tell you how much money I blew. You guys have a good day and do something cool. Go ride your bike. Go rip around. Go kill it. Go work out. Go do something that makes you feel good. And yeah. See you later, bro boss. Bam. I don't know if you guys want to know my total. I don't even know. I don't even want to know my total. This was a lot of money that I spent. But it means a lot to me, this build. And I'm glad to share it with you guys. And my total is, my rough total, without buying a seat and grips, is 2573.40. $2,500. Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? I need money. My wallet's empty. It's pretty empty. I don't got anything in it. No mother loving cash. No cash. Even though I paid all on card. No cash.